it's going to be confusion immediately. It's going to, we start recording.
I'll tell you how I know. I'm on top of my game tonight because, boys, I'm full of the spirit of Christmas tonight. I'm powered by excitement about the holiday season today.
He even has a green pen. That's how excited he is about Christmas.
Hey, yes. Ooh.
Did the Ghost of Christmas Future...
That's how hyped up he is. You can't talk about shit.
Did the Ghost of Christmas Future show up and tell you how you were going to fuck up the beginning of this podcast? We did it.
Yes.
All right. Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty. I'm Dwight Slappe.
I'm Michael Beck.
There's still just enough.
Just enough hang time.
Oh. Okay.
Welcome to
Christmas.
Eggnog.
Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories, hotties, and constant disappointments, naughties. Here are your hosts, Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe.
Welcome to Two Hotties and a Naughty. I'm Dwight Slappe.
I'm Michael Beck.
And I'm Hicks.
Happy holidays, boys. Happy candle nights, happy Hanukkah, happy solstice, happy everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Thursday or Monday, whenever you're listening or when we're recording.
Whatever day it happens to be for you, man. I don't know how time zones work.
When Christmas is in your heart, every day is a holiday. So there you go.
Yeah. We often talk about how shitty the weather is outside, and when the weather's bad, you don't go outside as much. And I personally find myself down more and more internet rabbit holes. So our first hottie this week is, what is your hottiest recent rabbit hole? I'm going to say recent because I have the feeling that we can maybe return to this topic again. We'll do a check-in every couple of months, what we've been obsessing over.
I like it. I like it.
And what sparked this idea is I saw a video on one of my social feeds that claimed in the headline that Garth Brooks had killed 120 people.
That's way too low.
I was like, well, this is perfect. And I texted you boys. I was like, it's going to be rabbit hole week, and we're going to talk all about Garth Brooks. And it turns out it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's
what?
Not that the other things we'll discuss are bullshit, but this was so flimsy I couldn't even get the courage or enthusiasm to talk about it for 5 minutes. Basically, it was somebody looked at missing people and murders alongside of Garth Brooks's tour dates. And guess what? Garth Brooks plays major metropolitan areas in America. And
where
when you're
people
there for
die
multiple
on the regular.
nights, there's gonna be a murder or a missing person. But there's a whole swath of the internet that is convinced that Garth Brooks is killing these people.
Well, now when Chris Gaines plays those venues, it triples.
This is it. A lot of people think Garth Brooks isn't killing these people. Chris Gaines is killing these people. That Garth Brooks is a facade that he puts up to be a normal person. But in the dark corners of the night, don't go down that alley. Chris Gaines might stab you.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. That great value Trent Reznor haircut.
Chris Gaines is Garth Brooks' evil alter ego or not evil? I know, he dresses up like Chris Gaines, right?
Maybe Slice should do the bangs again. Slice, do the bangs again? Okay, he is a emo rocker from Australia that was in a major accident and had reconstructive surgery on his face, which I think is why the Bangs do that.
Right. They've got to cover the scars.
And he sings angsty rock songs. Not about his friends in low places, but his feelings in dark corners.
The bodies, where they're hidden.
I've got a Google alert set up for that second Chris Gaines album, but it's been nothing. I haven't heard a damn thing.
Someday it's coming. When those murder rates are on the rise, it'll drop.
I
the
guess
blood
this
hunger is satiated.
Best I could tell, Tom Segura made a joke on his podcast about Garth Brooks being a mass murderer, and a bunch of people just took off with it. Yay, of course, listen, most country singers have killed at least one person. But I don't think it's worth devoting our time to that. So now it's time to talk about Three Eye Atlas. Is everyone ready to talk about Three Eye Atlas?
I think.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, Three Eye Atlas is the third interstellar object that has entered our solar system. And it's about the size of Manhattan. And it's traveling faster than it should coming from outside of the solar system. Because it didn't head here because it was attracted to the sun. It was already just heading this way. And unlike other comets that have a tail, this one does have a tail, but it also has some sort of matter coming out of the front of it. Like this front tail, as they're saying. And it's just now whipped around the sun. And it sped up a little bit going around the sun, but not in the way it normally would. So a lot of people, one guy, and the internet, think that this is a man-made probe. And now that it's gotten closer to the Earth, some people believe that the spout in the front tail, have smaller objects about a kilometer in diameter that are orbiting the main comet in an unnatural way, as they say. And that's right. And the makeup is almost entirely nickel without the presence of iron, which is highly unnatural in our world. Now, yeah, go ahead.
You said man-made, but now could this be alien-made?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was racist of me. I was being racist.
Right. Come on. Don't exclude our alien listeners, okay? We test huge on Melmac, so.
That was me being humanist.
No, I mean, it sounds like this alien culture has the metric system if you can measure the thing in kilometers, so...
I swear to God, I'm using kilometers because the guy who initially wrote the paper on it that I watched be interviewed several times, because he is milking this. He is going on every show. He will talk to anybody. He's from Europe somewhere, so of course it's all kilometers. I'm just weekly quoting this weirdo. I think his last name is Loeb. But if you pair this with all of the disclosure talk that's started to really pick up steam in the US especially, and the fact that it's well known that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a propaganda film that the U.S. sponsored to sort of ready people for the aliens to show up eventually. And Steven Spielberg is about to release another UFO movie next year.
Oh, no. Wait. It doesn't have Richard Dreyfuss in it, does it?
The ship or the movie?
Either.
No, I can't imagine. Because if Richard Dreyfuss showed up in this movie, there'd be a dinner theater without a Willy Loman somewhere.
Get Aerosmith on the phone right now. We need them for this soundtrack. For the real life soundtrack for this.
That's another thing. Like last year, the year before, we like shot missiles at a asteroid or a comet or something. Isn't that convenient that we decided to test
Mhm.
that technology right as this thing showed up?
Yeah, now it's pissed. It's got a front tail now. It's like,
No,
here, it's a
We were
drill.
practicing on this guy in case we needed to nail that guy. I
Okay.
mean, you get it. It was sort of like a show of force.
Right. Like, hey, warning shots, right? You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I
Better
get
watch out. We'll throw some rocks at you.
it.
Now, is it possible that this visitor to our solar system
Mhm.
is in fact from the Star
Three-Eye
Trek
Atlas.
universe
Yes.
and is slingshotting around the sun in order to travel back in time, or no,
Right.
travel forward in time back to its own future, which is its present, our future.
Right. Well, I talked to my sources in the whale community, and they don't know anything about it. And these are trustworthy sources.
Yeah.
If
The whales would
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, the whales would know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I put my ear to the sea. I said, Captain, there be whales here. And sure enough, there they were.
Uh,
I had to pass several nuclear vessels. And despite me being doing too much LDS in the 60s, I succeeded.
Is now a time to go to our new sponsor, to an ad from our new sponsor, Transparent Aluminum?
Well, I was getting there, so double dumbass on you.
Spoiler. It's called a build-up.
Thus concludes every line I know from Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Beck, what kind of rabbit holes have you been going down lately?
Well, it's about to be a Star Trek 4 rabbit hole, but everyone get cozy because you're going to want to take a nice long winter's nap through my recent rabbit hole of reading about the transition in naval warfare from dreadnought class ships to early battleships. And I now
Oh no,
have
we've already lost
learned-
Slice. We've already lost Slice.
I'm here. What? Is it my
Slice,
turn?
he's talking about the dreadnoughts from G.I. Joe. Just think of them as the dreadnoughts from G.I. Joe.
Sign me up. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Cobra,
I-
la 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 la.
Boom! That was one of my ships blowing up in the sea there. Oh, award-winning special effects here at Two Hotties and a Naughty.
Top-notch Foley work.
Two hotties and a dreadnoughty.
Yeah, so if you ever want to feel both better about yourself and worse about yourself, the level of detail that Wikipedia pages go into about like dreadnoughts that were planned and not built in the 1890s, like these things have a much longer and more detailed Wikipedia pages than us or anyone we know or love will ever have. And just these weird, I don't know, engineers and engineering students, I'm guessing, and just cranks, like they really become experts on this. And God bless them, they fill Wikipedia with all of their weird battleship knowledge.
Now, Beck, I know what a dreadnought is, but you want to explain it to Slice?
Please.
So a dreadnought is imagine like a wooden sailing ship, but now take away the sails and cover all of the wood with metal, and stick some big guns on the top and a coal-fired furnace to make it go, and there you go.
Okay.
That's a dreadnought.
Wow. Okay.
This sounds like something
A
I
boat?
drew at recess.
Yeah, I think I drew this in 3rd grade, like on a Super Mario level that I created. It was pretty intense. King Koopa rocked that dreadnought.
If you'd like to learn more about dreadnoughts, I have a great biography of John Fisher, the first Sea Lord who is father of the dreadnought, that I'm glad to send you. It's several thousand pages long.
I can only imagine the shipping on that, so you don't have to worry. You can keep it. I'll read the spark notes.
Is the postage worth the gag? Is the question.
or the poor mail deliverer's back, like, carrying that thing.
Okay. I think we've milked everything we can out of the Dreadnought conversation. Slice.
Well, funny enough, I was not researching Dreadnoughts too. Anyways, so mine is first, whenever Dwight, you opened up with 3-Eye Atlas, I was like, man, that's a really impressive rabbit hole. I can't follow that. So thank you, Beck, for that middle one. So no, recently, I'd never been to Nashville. And then recently I went last weekend, met up with some friends from DC and went to a concert. I was not familiar with the headliner, Bonnie Prince Billy. Have you guys heard of Bonnie Prince Billy?
Not this century, no.
See, right? So Bonnie Prince Billy is his name. However, what you may know him as is his acting name of Will Oldham. And you still might not know who he is when I say Will Oldham. See, you don't. But, well, Dwight, you as a West Virginian, I'm sure, and Beck, you as a history buff, you both have seen the movie Matewan, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because I think like West Virginia public schools require it before you can get your high school diploma, right, Dwight? Now, do
we
you
watched
remember...
it in 4th grade, which was inappropriate.
Yes, highly.
And I watched it because I want to be David Strathairn when I grow up.
See? Well, do you remember like the 15-year-old boy who's like also a preacher, and him and his mom run the boarding house and everything?
Slice, no, you're thinking of Paul Dano from There Will Be Blood.
God, that guy sucks, right?
Similar films.
Hideous feet on that guy.
Stop it, Quentin. But yes, anyways, Will Oldham he was the actor who played that 15-year-old boy in Matewan. And then he developed his singer-songwriter persona as Bonnie Prince Billy, and he put on this show down at Third Man Records. Dwight, are you familiar with Third Man Records? Yes, exactly. Yes. So he also has a music venue off of it called the Blue Room, and that's where we saw this awesome, intimate space. It was phenomenal. But I go in there not knowing who this guy is, not knowing like even the openers, Matt Kivel. I'm still not too familiar with him, but the guy in the middle, David Ferguson, happens to be like some music producing engineering legend down there. Has worked with Johnny Cash, Sturgill Simpson, all these people and John Prine, just phenomenal people. Didn't know him, but this set me down a rabbit hole. I started looking into these guys and finding out more about them and all the things. But Bonnie Prince Billy himself, this super enigmatic character, he just had this aura, so to speak, about him. You just watch some clips sometime. This music video, I See a Darkness, is from 1999. So this guy's been around a while doing this stuff, but he also just released an album a couple of years ago. I bought the vinyl at the show because I was so impressed with it. The Purple Bird is what it's called. And now granted, I'm not even a week removed from seeing this concert, so I'm still in the midst of this rabbit hole, but I'm learning a little bit more. And I think, at least you, Dwight, I think you might like it. Beck, give it a shot. See, I usually am a big swing and a miss when I suggest music artists to you guys, but these guys have been around this guy has been around for at least 2 decades plus. So then I'm erring on the side of caution because I think at least one of you might dig it. So, but yeah, well, it's just
Beck's listened to nothing but Ozzy Osbourne since our famous Ozzy episode.
Oh. He's howling at the moon, barking at the moon, sorry.
Yeah, Slice, who's the real fan now?
Right,
Beck would have known. Bark at the moon. Fucking
He's
poser.
a real... He's been in that Blizzard of Oz ever since.
Welcome back. Boys, we're going to jump right in. What is your hottiest vehicle that you've ever owned? Well, what's your favorite, hottiest little mode of conveyance there? It doesn't have to be a car. I've tried to leave it open. Slice, I know you have a wonderful truck, of which I approve. And and I assume some of us have velocipedes or hansom cabs. But my favorite vehicle, my hottiest vehicle, is my late great 2003 Pontiac Sunfire. This car was a gift to me from my parents after I graduated from college, and it was wonderful. I was so excited about it. This car and me do not at all have the same aesthetic, especially when you factor in the low-key camo pattern that the upholstery has. I don't know if either of you remember the interior of my Sunfire.
No.
Yeah, it was the more geometric kind. It wasn't like the floral kind, leafy kind, I guess. A better description than floral. So
I love flowers, but there's always a soldier hiding in there.
So the Sunfire was it was a great car for me. The air conditioner always was wonderful and powerful and cold right away, which is basically the single most important thing in any car for me. Yeah, I don't know. It got to the point where I had, like 100,000 miles. Like 15 years ago, I was living in Morgantown, and I was awakened at, like 9 or 9:30, not that early, but early for a Saturday for me, 9 or 9:30 in the morning. There was a knocking on our door, and I went to answer it. And it was a doctor who lived down the house from me. Morgantown's a college town, so the normal people and the rich people all have to live cheek by jowl. And this doctor had explained to me that he had sideswiped my Sunfire in the morning as he was on his way to get his McDonald's. And as he told this story, it became so clear that this physician was cripplingly hungover. And all he had been thinking about, was his McRib for breakfast from McDonald's.
God damn it, just throw an egg on it. Fuck.
I think I'd try McRib with egg. I think that's something I'd try. So he plowed into it. I appreciated his candor, and he had insurance that worked great, and that was the end of my Sunfire. And it happened right at the time my wife and I realized we didn't actually need two cars. We could get by just fine on one car. So the Sunfire sacrificed its life just as she needed to go away.
How'd you blow that money? If you didn't have to buy another car, how'd you blow that money?
Right. The best thing about being married for me is my wife gives me $20 a week, and that is all. And that is more than enough.
Dreadnought posters. That's what you get.
I just sink all the pennies I save into Dreadnought posters.
Slice, you'll see when you visit Beck, he's got these crudely assembled Dreadnought models hanging from the ceiling, and it doesn't make any sense. I was like, well, they go underwater.
Not these.
Well, that's because
these are aerial Dreadnoughts.
In my 500-gallon aquarium, it's filled to the brim with biplanes. And water. So it's
up is down is up here in the Beck household.
The rest of the house is designed by my wife, and it's very nice and tasteful. But it's child's models, poorly assembled, placed in the wrong geographic environment. That's the ethos for my room.
When company comes over, Crystal puts a padlock on that door.
Sometimes Beck's in there, sometimes he's not.
She doesn't have time to argue about it. He's either in or out.
He's counting to 3. If you don't make it out, there you go. You're staying there for at least 3 hours.
Well, crap, I'm trapped outside again. Yeah. Dwight, what is your... Wait, is it Dwight or Slice? Damn it,
It's
Slice. Shit.
me.
Slice, what is your hottiest vehicle that you have ever owned?
Well, it was the first car that I owned when I was able to legally drive, because before I could drive when I was 15, my mom gave me her like beat up old blue station wagon, which thank you, Mom. I really appreciate it. Flipped it for like $500 and put it towards it and the savings I had accumulated towards my first car, my 1972 Mustang Cobra 2. That's right, boys. Beautiful white.
Oh.
It was, had blue racing stripes and everything. It said Cobra 2 on the side, like at the door down at the bottom of
yes,
the
it
racing
did.
stripe. It had like these
Oh.
blue cobras on the sides and everything. And it just, here, let me see if I can, well, for our viewers at home, I think I can share this. So if you're on YouTube, let me see here. Can I share? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what it looks like. Do you see that?
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
Slice, your first car
pretty
was
sweet.
actually awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
is-
I saved up. I paid for it myself and everything. It had some
Yeah.
paint stuff like around the hood here. It was rusting, so my grandfather told me, you know, okay, get out there and sand it, and then I had to prime it and paint it. I did a real fucking horrible job with some like cheap spray paint, but I mean, it was passable, and it was in an area where you couldn't really see it. But yeah, that was my first car. It was awesome. So when I was in high school, I drove that, felt like hot shit. The best part about the car, though, here, let me bring it back up here. Now, when I share this, do you guys see my mouse cursor when I do this? Do you see it here? Probably not. Well, do you see
No.
that front headlight on the driver's side? Like probably about a foot back on the side there was a little silver thing, and I didn't know what this was at first for like the first month that I owned it. It's not on this one, but it was a little circular silver thing that you swiveled up, and inside of it there was like a little key that looked like the key that would go to like a vending machine. And I noticed that with the keys I got, there was a little stubby key. I put it in there and I turned it. It was like this 1970s car alarm type setup. So like if someone were to open the door, this car alarm, which sounded like a tornado siren, would go off. It was just a long like fire siren. It was like, whoa, until someone turned it off. It was awful. But I mean, it was the most intimidating car alarm I'd ever heard. But the best part about that was also inside the car, underneath like the steering wheel, was a little switch. And I could hit that switch and it would turn that same siren on. And so like I could ride around town and make like, it could sound like a fire engine. I'd be like, woo, 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 woo. And then so like, that would be the thing when I was leaving high school, like all the guys who were doing like track practice and shit would come up to the fence. And they'd be like, Hicksy, hit the alarm, bro. And then so I'd just sit there and do this and think, oh, I'm so cool, man. Just making these freaking siren noises. And then I'd have like the track coaches be like, hey, cut that out. We don't need that out here. And then I hit it even louder. I just let it go for the tornado. Like they'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
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 right.
You
Take
showed
that.
the man.
Suck it, dude. Yeah, when he turned his back, that's when I threw him up and was like that. It's like, yeah. And all
Slice,
the
I
guys
had
on the
no
track team
idea you
loved
were
it.
the cool guy in a John Hughes film. My God.
Yeah. I mean,
I've
when you
never
live it,
been
you don't
more
have to brag about it.
I've never been more sure that Beck and I would not have been friends with you in high school.
I was friends with
I was
everybody
thinking
in high
exactly
school.
the same thing, Dwight. I was thinking I would have been sitting there going, fuck Slice. Who does he think he is?
That's the thing. I was friends with everybody, unless you were a grade A douchebag. I was friends. I was like the middle.
Well,
I was the
Slice,
daywalker.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I was the daywalker, though. I went between all these social circles, and everyone was just like, "Oh, Hicks is all right." But yeah, there's a pocket of douchebags, and you guys probably would have been those guys. God, yeah.
Dwight?
I think I'm going to go with my first car too, which was a baby blue 1989 Chrysler New Yorker that I got.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that I got when my grandmother died. I used fake mourning to hustle a car out of it. Yeah. I mean, but it was a true old lady car. It smelled like a new car. It didn't have a lot of mileage on it. really luxurious velvety inside.
Mhm.
I really love that car, and I didn't get a car till I was 21. I didn't learn how to drive till I was 21 because I couldn't afford a car. So why cock tease myself about it? Is what I thought. That was my mental. So when I did, I as Jason Eldridge, our friend, once told me, I immediately became the best driver in our friend group because a lot of our friends are horrifying drivers.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
And I was at the time the most sober, which is crazy to think about now. And so I did a lot of driving, and the car had flip up headlight, not flip up headlights, but the headlights flipped open. They were, you know, flat against the front of the car, but they still flipped open to function. And I didn't know anything about maintenance of a car. I didn't know how to take care of a car. Um, a bunch of us I was driving a bunch of us back from like a poker night one night, and my friends kept telling me, I can't remember who was in the car, hey Dwight, your headlights aren't on, your headlights aren't on. I was like, bullshit, they're on. And I showed them the toggle, and it turns out if I stopped just a little bit or even hit the brake a little bit, the headlights would just flip back down. It just boop, just flip right back down.
Your car was like one of those baby dolls where you tilted it one way and it would close its eyes.
And to a point where when I drove at night, eventually I just like wedged cardboard.
No, Blue, keep your eyes open, baby. I need you.
Are we going to share the name of this magnificent steed, Dwight, or is that going to be just a private thing you keep for yourself?
Oh no, my car's name was Sweet Release.
That's name. That's name.
And I've had many a shitty car, so they've all been Sweet Release with some number, and I've lost track of the number. So, but the original Sweet Release, that was Dad's baby, and eventually, the engine blew up on me because again, I didn't know how to maintain a car. I didn't do it. I wasn't like off-roading. I was just driving to the mall. And
all right, it's everybody's favorite time. Time for Slice to get naughty. Fellas, what's the naughtiest vacation experience you've ever had? Now, it doesn't have to be the full vacation. It could just be a portion. It could be an expedition, a little venture you had while on the vacation, a meal, or something you went to that you thought was going to be cool that royally sucked. I mean, this is not mine, but this past year on vacation, I got shingles. That sucked. And a lot of people, that would be the naughtiest, but not for me. No. Because way back in the 90s, when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I went to Myrtle Beach with my grandmother, my mom, and my little brother, who was about 10 or 11 at the time. And so, going to Dirty Myrtle in and of itself is, whatever. But we had a good time. I was a kid, got to go to the beach, buy some Big Johnson T-shirts, walk around, drink Busch non-alcoholic.
Friend of the show, Big Johnson. Yeah.
Big Johnson.
Two Hotties and a Naughty, brought to you by Big Johnson.
Big Johnson. But yeah, so I mean, we were having a great time. I liked going to the beach. I liked going swimming and things, like going to the boardwalk, the arcade. That's what I mostly like doing. Going to the arcade, getting some good food. Went to Dolly's Dixie Stampede. That was fun. But yeah, had a great time. And then near the last day, my grandma and my mom are having this discussion about whether we want to stay all the way through the reservation that we had booked at this hotel down in Myrtle Beach, the Patricia Grand, shout out, woo woo. Anyways, we had a great time, and they're talking about leaving a day early so we can go check something out in Virginia. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And I was like, no, we're at the beach. We got to stay at the beach. But no, they'd always talked about this and wanted to go check this out. So they decide we're going to leave and we're going to go to Virginia to see something that I don't know what it is. They keep talking about Walton. I don't know. Anyways, we drive. We go out into the sticks of Virginia, a little town called, I don't know how to pronounce, Schuyler, I don't know. But regardless, where we ended up is at the Walton Family Museum. That's right. You remember the show The Waltons? Probably not. It ended before I was even born.
The
but
Waltons, that's John, Goodnight John Boy, and that bullshit, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all, parents, grandparents, boomers, and up, they know all about Night John Boy, and they always quote this horrible, miserable, boring-ass show. And I had to go to it looked like a newer Baptist church that was already emptied out. It was red brick, shaped like this and that, and all it just had was some boring pieces of the set, the bunk beds, school desks, nothing. No one else was there. They ate that shit up, and it was awful. It was miserable. My brother and I, we were just like, this is terrible. This is so boring. We could be at the beach now. We bought little wooden cutout carved cows that said Walton Mountain, and it was absolutely horrendous. It is the most boring thing I've ever been to. We still joke about it, but there's still some deep resentment here. I could have bought at least one more Big Johnson shirt, but instead I got a wooden cow. You know how pissed off I am about that?
What I also like is that the drive from Myrtle Beach to whatever hellhole in Virginia you went to, like, that is not a short drive. You have to drive across North Carolina, which is a fat state. Like,
this is like an hour north of you, Beck. This is an hour north of you. So if you and Crystal ever want a romantic weekend getaway to go up, or even, just a day away, you can drive up and spend about 45 minutes there inside the museum before you want to kill yourself.
I bet if you go to the bathroom there, you'll still see the scrawlings of a young boy carved into the wall that say, Big Johnson rules, Walton's drool.
You'll never find it because no one goes. That bathroom hasn't been used since we left there in 1993.
John Boy Walton was great on The Americans. I'll say that.
Oh, yes, he was Agent Gadd. Yes. Excellent. Yeah, excellent.
If you had to suffer a little bit so Beck and I could enjoy The Americans, I think it's worth it.
Well, yeah, I guess. But that's not really the Walton. That's just the guy who played John Boy. Right?
Well,
or is that...
I mean, you're an actor, Slice. You grow a little bit with each role.
Well, that's true. That's true. Who was that, though? I've been well, never mind. I won't go down that rabbit hole. That'll be my next rabbit hole.
Yeah. And if John Boy hadn't starred in the Waltons, he would have left the field of acting and had become, the closer at the local Cadillac dealership in Santa Monica.
It's butterfly
and
effect,
then the
man,
head
butterfly.
FBI agent in The Americans would have been like David Cassidy or some bullshit.
Oh, God. Well, I guess it all worked out. It was pretty selfish of me, guys. Thank you for really shining a light on. Thank you, John Boy, and forget you, Big Johnson. I'm done with you.
Because of you, Danny Bonaducci didn't ruin The Americans.
All right, Dwight, what's your naughtiest vacation experience?
Well, I'm going to try not to go down Downer Dwight Alley. But I haven't been on a ton of vacations, like full week excursions, as they say. But a lot of weekend trips, and a few years ago when I was hanging out at this place called Rock Bottom, our friends, my birthday rolled around, and our friends the McElroys were like, "Shit, it's Dwight's birthday, but it's also one of our kids' birthdays around the same time. So I know what we should do. Let's invite Dwight, a grown-ass man with no children, to Great Wolf Lodge with us." Now, I want to preface this story as I am very appreciative of being invited to this weekend. It couldn't have been cheap, and I love hanging out with my friends. But my friends with kids, well, they exist in the daytime. And Dwight, at this point, well, Dwight's a night owl. And our friend Jason was on the trip too, and I kept telling him, I was like, man, you got to stay with me. You cannot get shit hammered during the day and disappear. I have to have someone to hang out with at night. And of course, Jason is asleep by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Once he realizes the hack that we can just put our beverages into Great Wolf Lodge logo cups and walk around the place, it is curtains for Jason. So there I am. Everybody's gone to bed. I mean, I had a great time during the day. It was fun to hang out. But then there's a special low in sitting by yourself at the bar at Great Wolf Lodge in the restaurant. Racing the clock because it closes at 11. And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Get lit and play some Magic Quest.
Ordering that 10:55 drink, then that 10:58 drink. Yeah.
Oh, this is for my friend and my friend's friend, and just you can bring 5 to me right now.
At that point, I was like, grumpy. And what started out as a whimsical, sort of innocent yay when I walked into the room and there was a happy birthday Dwight sign like they would do for a child. That sign read much differently when it was 11:15 and I had stumbled back to my room with still 2 hours to kill before I was going to pass out.
And remember, folks, he said he wasn't going down Downer Dwight Alley. So this is...
I like how German this is.
Can we keep one water slide open for sympathy trip friends?
Yes.
Can we keep one?
Just one.
Just one water slide. It
And
doesn't
a little
have
dude
to be
in a
a big
cabana.
one.
A
Just
little guy in a
guy.
cabana still selling beer too. Just one guy.
I'm sure your mental health would have been great after 2 hours of just getting yourself loaded and continually climbing the ladder for the same water slide.
He would have fallen asleep
long.
halfway up on round 3. He just passed out halfway up.
I definitely would have fallen asleep in the lazy river. That's where I would have spent the night.
Yeah. Well, they used to do that. Then there were so many bodies the next morning they had to stop.
My God, it looks like Garth Brooks has been here.
Not again, Chris Gaines. All right, Beck, let's hear it.
Try not to be super depressing.
Yeah, come on, give us a good one.
Well, I was going to Maryland.
Ooh.
Which I don't know. I was trying to say in a depressing way, but it's not really, that didn't really work. No, so my naughtiest vacation memory of recent times is from an overall trip that was indeed very hotty. But one evening when we were at Ocean City, Maryland, and we were there a few days before Thanksgiving, just kind of to get away out of town for a few days. And it was great. I highly recommend it. It's sort of, a rowdy resort town with, I think, some party hardy elements during the regular year, but we were the only people there. It was great. It was like we had this whole coastal resort town to ourselves. But that did limit our menu options for a late dinner. Like, especially when we're on the road, my wife and I maybe like to go out to eat at, 10 or 11. And our option was this place that was like a restaurant, but also a bowling alley and an arcade, one of these kinds of things. And, yeah. And we were choosing between that place and like some bar. And I said to my lovely wife, obviously the bar is the place to go for food at 11:30 a.m. or 11:30 p.m. when nothing else is open. And my wife said, no, I'm reading interesting things about the food at this bowling alley.
Interesting things.
Yeah, that's how I like my food described. Interesting, for sure.
Yeah. Tasty, delicious. No, interesting.
Nope. Interesting. I mean, you'll think about it.
Yeah.
You'll
Stick
be
with you.
pondering this food for a long time.
Staring into the void of your soul.
Honey, it says the food here is mysterious. Isn't that great?
Just eating my waffle fries, contemplating the false nature of existence.
This says you die 13 days after you eat the mozzarella sticks. Isn't that interesting?
The great twist about this place is it also had the constant chiming of the stupid arcade games. So you're sitting there eating your still frozen waffle fries, thinking about death, and every so often hearing a ching, 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 and other arcade sounds. Imagine other.
Daytona. Yes, I was going to do it.
Yeah, it was it was awful. I can't really remember specifically what we had there, but it was below average.
I believe you mean interesting.
We all need to leave a Yelp review now. All three of us have to.
No, I specifically did not name the place, nor did I take the time to look it up before
it's called
the show began. So.
Chuck E. Cheese. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. Why are we supposed to bring this 45-year-old man without children here? Don't we have a slide? He can constantly go on for the next couple of hours.
Tim, you said you brought that leftover country fried chicken from Cracker Barrel. Yeah, just give it to him. He didn't have to do it on his plate.
You were at David Cronenberg's Bowling Madness.
Explain why everyone had so many arms coming out of their chest.
Googling right now, Ocean City Bowling Arcade Food. Let's see. Okay. Alley-oops. It was alley-oops, wasn't it?
That sounds just as dreadful as it could be. Yeah, like right. I definitely wouldn't want to eat at at a place with that name.
Alley-oops. Their catchphrase is, "We have interesting food." Yep. All right, boys, road trip.
So some would say that I shouldn't have ordered the escargot at Alley-oops. I mean,
beef Smellington? Is that what is this beef smell? Is that a typo? No, sir. That's what we call it here. Beef Smellington.
I've never seen pork tartare. Is that okay?
Oops, all asparagus stalks.
We have reservations at Alley Oops, so we're going to wrap this up. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you stopped by the YouTube page. If not, and you're just listening to the audio, I get it. We have beautiful voices. But if you want to see our hijinks, check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of visual comedy happening here, and you're totally missing out on it. So please watch.
Bexapropcomic.
Yeah, he was trapped in a box about 5 minutes ago. You should see him. He was trying to get out of that box. It was so believable.
Your miming's really coming along.
I was going to say, prop comedy and mime are different things. I mean, I'm great at both, of course.
Oh, no, Beck, is it getting windy in here?
Whoa. Beck, I think you need to take the elevator and go downstairs to see what's going on down there.
Oh, God, I definitely don't have the flexibility to do that. Let's just... There. I bowed my head a little bit, listener.
Oh, the elevator got stuck. Maintenance man will be here sometime, but we got to wrap it up before then. So thank you again for checking us out, whether it was, visibly, audibly, or both, whatever. So please do again next week.
Good night, everyone. We love you.
Thank you for listening. This has been Two Hotties and a Naughty, a podcast about life's little victories and constant disappointments, as hosted by Michael Beck, Hicks, and Dwight Slappe. Editing and production by Michael Sullivan. Our theme is Handel's Entrance of the Queen of Sheba for Two Oboes, Strings, and Continuo Allegro, as performed by the Advent Chamber Orchestra. Crystal Howe speaking.